side or roundabout?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not going to have to take that roundabout.
So I'm having some work done at my house over in Romania.
Oh, okay.
And this is our camera is just picking him up there.
Oh, okay, you can see.
That's my neighbour doing replacing some floorboards in the kitchen.
Should we go this way?
Yeah, sorry, yeah, you're turning right.
Yeah.
So we'll just head over towards Halmeston. Have a look at some manoeuvres then, shall we? Or maybe parallel park in particular.
Yeah.
So if we can turn left, then we'll get some driving in as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for starting earlier.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Do you prefer this time or do you prefer later?
I'm honestly not too fussed with Saturdays. Like, I'm pretty flexible with whatever weather.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Because I can, like, reschedule most of the time. I'm guessing you're quite busy on Saturdays, so that's when everyone's, like, off work.
Yeah, it can be a busy day, but also it's good to because I've just come back off holiday, so
yeah.
I mean I'm pretty quiet on Saturdays, so I'm working Saturday mornings at the moment. It's always good for me to sort of finish on lunchtime and have a longer sort of weekend, at least I get a kind of weekend.
So you can have time with your family and not just...
Yeah, well I've always got things to do, you know.
Yeah.
There's always stuff to do.
How long were you in Romania for?
2 weeks. Yeah, but it's always busy there, you know.
Yeah, where in Romania?
It's in the north, up near the Ukraine border, actually.
Oh,
So it's sort of close to the border of Hungary and Ukraine, and sort of in that corner there. It's really nice. It's all forests and mountains, you know. It's really nice. Very rural.
Isn't that where Transylvania is?
It is Transylvania. That is actually, yeah, the region is Transylvania. It's the county is called Maramuresh. So the region is Transylvania and the county is Maramuresh. I consider it like old style Romania, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
It is really nice. It is interesting.
It's not really a place you hear a lot about Romania.
No, a lot of people go to Bulgaria and a lot of people go down that end of the world, but they're missing the trick there because Romania is very nice actually.
Even Eastern Europe, you don't really hear that many people go there.
No.
I went to Bosnia and
did you?
Yeah, we went for a school trip once. Not a school trip, a university trip. And we went again with my parents. We went to Croatia.
Well, that's down like the world, and we said when we go when we're living there, we're on a holiday.
Yeah.
That's probably where we'll go. Solid Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
Bosnia, let's go there. Italy, Turkey, Greece. It's all sort of accessible down that end.
Yeah.
It's a bit like us going to France and Spain and Portugal from here. Yeah. Plus, I suppose one of the better things is from over there you can drive over the sea. Yeah. Whereas here we've always got to take a ferry out and drive anywhere.
Yeah. The culture there's very different and people are very it's like very friendly.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. We just look where we live, just over the mountains there. It's like the old Romania, and a lot of the locals still wear traditional dress as well, and it's not for show because there's no tourists.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, you do get Romanian tourists some but like I said, most people go other places. And it's good to see, you know. Don't make the hay stacks the old-fashioned way, rather than the bales that you get these days. You see all them round bills in our field.
Yeah.
They have actual proper haystacks, where they stacked by hand. News to hear that you're driving with your mum there and very helpful for you. So just go forward a little bit more so you can see better, because that lamppost in your way, isn't it? There you Yeah, so what I'm glad you did there is I'm glad you spotted that you could have gone, but you didn't go because it was already too late on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad that, because if you'd have tried to go then that would have been a fault.
Yeah.
So you did exactly the right thing there, Joe. That's really good to see, actually. Because that shows that you recognising what could have been, that you're not rushing to make it work after the fact. Well done. It's a good sign.
Yeah. Walking right. Yeah.
Let's say we can without scaring the pedestrian. Not scared us more than we scared him, didn't he? Pedestrian doing the road. And then we're going to be going straight on. So, driving back from Pride Park with your mum.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Just get back busy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's what time do you finish work?
5:15.
Oh, wow. Proper busy then.
Yeah. It's not too bad, but I think in the morning is when it's really bad.
Have you been driving to work as well?
Mornings not so much because it's so much busier in the morning. Everyone's rushing to work, so I don't want to like slow anyone down. But like on the road.
Oh, well, don't worry about that. Let's go.
Yeah.
Very nicely, nice and gently.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Position first. So you don't need to be cancelling your signal straight away. Just work in your position because you kind of like on the work to move position. Once you've let the roundabout just cancel if it needs to, because quite often it will cancel itself.
Okay.
We're going to go straight on. We're going to go straight on at the Spider Bridge as well now.
Yeah.
Maybe break.
Oh yeah.
Just a little bit. That's supposed to the back of his car. Legal. Spelled wrong.
It's like Leanne.
Leighha.
But just one M. Oh no, M. Yeah.
So you're going to go straight on at the roundabout. Now you can go ahead from the left lane or the middle lane.
Okay.
So what I want you to do, just go to the right hand of these two lanes, which will take us to the middle lane. Just as an alternative way, because you know you've got to get to work. And I want you to. Normally I get my pupils slow down just a little bit. Normally I get my pupils in the left lane to go straight on here, but you can go straight on from the middle lane, which actually quite often saves you a lot of time queuing here. Because quite often the left lane is queued all the way back.
Yeah.
But you can go ahead from this middle lane, and I just want you to understand that for you, just for your own purposes.
Yeah.
If it was your driving test, stick to the left because it takes longer.
Yeah.
And that means that when you start in traffic, there's less chance of you picking up faults. If that makes sense. Okay. But on your own, let's say you want to get down to Alston, whatever, I always choose this lane.
Yeah.
Just let you know, all right?
Okay.
So middle lane, just make sure you stick to the middle.
Yeah.
And exit in the right hand of the two over there, okay?
And go straight ahead.
Yeah. So this is straight on.
Yeah.
Stay in this lane here.
Okay.
left when it's safe. That's good, Joe. Thank you. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's it. No, you don't need to go on your right shoulder. Because this is more important, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so generally, if ever I'm going ahead of the spider bridge, I generally always choose the middle lane for myself.
Okay.
With the pupils, I always get you in the left lane.
Okay.
She's obviously not got that turn, thank you.
Yeah.
I just get a little bit. You see, when you do drive with private practice, they say, you do tend to go a bit faster than normal.
Okay, yeah.
And you do tend to get a little bit closer. So there are downfalls. There's a lot to gain from it. There's a lot more to gain than you lose.
Yeah.
You do need to sort of just be aware of these things.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't get too close because you get a lot more comfortable when the more miles you do, the more comfortable you get with it.
Also, my mum said that I always go a bit too close to cars when they park.
Oh, when you're going around them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how much space should you give a park car?
It's like the door's open.
It is the door's open. If you've got to go closer.
It's got the closer.
Yeah, because sometimes you have to go closer to them. Less space.
Yeah, less speed.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I don't do.
Less space, yeah, that's probably what she's talking about. So at the roundabout, we're going to be turning right, third exit. So checking those and tackle out early.
Yeah.
Early position is really handy on these situations.
Third exit, isn't it?
Yeah, so turning right, third exit.
So that would be that way.
It would be, yeah. Okay, I go.
Yeah.
Exit here, exit the right hand lane, please. Yeah, just. So as you've gone onto the roundabout, you kind of went to the centre position-ish, if that makes sense, or the left side of your lane. Try to stay about a door length away from the physical roundabout. That puts you into the perfect position to get around. And then that would also line you up with the right hand of the two lanes as well.
It's only the spider roundabout where you kind of have to change.
Yeah, that's because it's a spiral roundabout.
Yeah.
The lane changes position on the spider bridge. Okay. So you will have been turning right at the spider bridge on your way home, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I'm assuming you come off Pride Park Do you come back via the spider bridge?
Yeah, I come back that way. That's the quickest way.
Yeah. So that means that you must go past Pasco Drive, turn left at there, and then turn right at the spider bridge when you come home.
You can. Yeah. When I go there, I go left from where I came. So it's not too bad. But then on the way back, it's right.
Yeah. Okay. It's good that you're getting the practice with it as well. Then. So we are going to be going to a roundabout. We're going to turn right, please, Joe.
Yeah.
Third exit again.
Okay.
Work on your position. So be working on good position, even up to about here, and then I'd cancel zero. Cancel. Because there's no rush to get it. Signals are important as you're going into the situation, but they become less important once you go exit, you know, because it's much more important. Okie dokie. So we are going to be coming to another roundabout. This time we'll turn left first exit when we get there. Yeah. We'll see what some maneuverings, okay? Yeah. Nice and steady here, and let's get around these cars and assess the situation. Let's go nice and slow. I'd like to pull up and stop by just after the junction if you can, please. Maybe just before the lamppost comes in a little bit now. Please so for them to get out from here. Just a little bit more forward. And there. Yeah, I think we're good there. Handbrake and park a moment. Okay, can't see a signal. I just need to get some water from them. So I'll run out here. We'll in a moment. We're going to be doing a parallel park, and what I'd like you to do while I'm doing this is just have a think about how you're going to do it. Yeah. Have you tried it with your mum, did you say?
I think I haven't tried it with my mum, but I've tried it. I think we've done it before. And you did explain, I remember you did explain the process, but I can't remember it, but I wouldn't try it with my mum, just in case.
Okay. Yeah. No worries, we're going to go, we'll make sure we understand. So as with any manoeuvre, the first thing you're going to do is get yourself into your start position.
Okay.
So your start position on this one is a parallel park, and the answer's in the name, parallel.
Yeah.
So that means side by side, parallel. So you're going to take yourself forward into this kind of position, either level with him or slightly back, but sort of next to it. Distance away from the car, you want about an arm's length. You don't want to be like right over there, so you're blocking the whole road.
Yeah.
About an arm's length, and what that does, and that allows any cars coming up and down the road to still filter around you, rather than waiting and putting you under pressure of waiting. And it also helps this system to work well with the grid system that we use.
Yeah.
Okay. Then once you're into that start position, I think what we'll probably do, Joe, is let's go through it step by step, and I'll talk you through it. Yeah. And once we've done it, I think you'll remember it much better. Yeah. All right. So we'll just do it one step at a time. So if we want to go to your start position that we talked about. That's good. So nice and slowly, and we want to get into position. Start moving out straight away, because rather than going forward and around, which is hard. So that's it. Check your mirrors as you move up. That's it. And now just think about where you actually want to position your car and work on positioning it. Let the car move. You do need movement on your car to position it. Front end in, look. Front end in. Come front end in. Stop and then straighten your wheels.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're a little bit slow with bringing your front end in, so you're a little bit far away, but okay. So into reverse. Now then, the first thing you're going to do is turn your steering wheel which way?
It's the way, I always get this wrong, it's this way.
Think about it. The back of your car, which way do you want the back of your car to go?
That way.
So, yeah, but rather than going that way, why don't you just point that way? Because you're pointing to the right and moving your hand to the left.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. That way, yeah? So turn your wheel that way.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So whether you're going backwards or forwards in a car, you always want to turn your wheel the way you want to go. Now, this needs to be one turn of the wheel. 360 degrees there. Yeah. Okay? And now when we move, after we've checked, we're going to move. And the corner of the car, the grid system is going to get to the pavement. When it does, you're going to stop. Okay? So you can look around. Are you safe to move?
Yeah.
So start moving slowly.
I'll watch this car.
Okay, we'll just stay put then. Now, if ever you're not sure, just give your left signal. Just let them know that you are actually. That's it. Okay? Are you clear to go?
Yeah.
So let's start moving slowly. Slowly. Look around over your right shoulder in particular. That's a mandatory shoulder check. Slow it down. And just stop.
Yeah.
There you are. So the corner of the grid system's got to the pavement. Now, you need to go back straight now. So you need to take that steering off. That's it. There you go. And now you're going to go until this corner gets to the same position. Okay?
Yeah.
So look around. Are you safe?
Yeah.
Slow. A bit more. Stop. That'll do. Now, one turn of the wheel. Which way do you think?
I'm trying to go.
Well, let me put it this way. Look at the back of your car. Do you want it to go up the pavement?
Yeah.
You want the back of the car to go up the pavement?
No, I don't. I want it to.
So turn it the other way then.
Yeah, this way.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just one turn, isn't it?
Yeah. These are single turns of the wheels.
Yeah.
So you get that nice sort of gentle S shape, which is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So slow it down just a little bit more. Got pedestrian, stop. You must stop for your pedestrians. If they're within your danger zone, stop, which is about 25, 30 metres around you. Once you're happy that he's walking away from you, then you can carry on if it's still safe. So just keep the brakes applied slightly. Thank you, and then stop. Steering comes straight to finish.
Yeah.
That's it. It only goes one way from that point. Handbrake and park. Finished on that one. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Just to remind you. Now, a couple of things there. One, your start position was too wide. So, you're in danger of getting over sort of doing the S shape, if that makes sense. And the other thing, as you're going back, try to keep the brakes applied just slightly so it controls the speed. Because what you're doing there is you're just letting go of the brakes completely. The car's kind of surging a little bit, and then you got no thinking time, you got no observation time. Yeah. Whereas if you can keep your brakes on just slightly, Joan, just like this, then you've got all the time in the world to look around and think about things. Okay?
Yeah.
Right then, so we're going to go again. Now, the best way to get into your start position from here, because you're quite close, is turn out, and then when you get to this position, just full lock your stern over and it'll just drop into position.
Okay.
Before I was saying to you, to bring your front end in and you kind of really slow, and it was just going out like that. So you need to be a little bit more proactive with your steering there.
Okay.
Then once you're level, then you can straighten out your steering and then. Okay? Because this is actually quite tricky to do from this position. But we're going to have a go, okay?
Yep.
So let's get to our start position again then. So you want to head out on this line.
Yeah.
But slowly, keep the car moving but slowly. Just head straight out. That's it. Yeah, keep going. That's it. No. Keep it moving. Start. Not yet. Bring your front end in now. Go and whack it over. Keep going until you're level and stop. Now straighten your wheels.
Okay.
Yeah, go on. No, you're right.
This way.
That's it, yeah?
Yeah.
She's doing it that way.
Yeah.
Now then, into reverse. Much better. Okay, now leave that.
Yeah.
So now it's one turn of the wheel which way?
I'm going to kind of go this way.
Yeah,
so this way.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Much better with the pointing that way. Yeah, exactly. Because before you went, oh, that way. You kind of went like, oh yeah, that way. Or that way. So you're pointing this way but moving your hand that way.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing. Yeah.
I'm not surprised it's confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So, are we clear to go?
There's a car there, but I think it's not coming this way.
I'll wait and see until you're absolutely sure. Happy now?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a little bit of movement. Not too fast. So remember, right shoulder. The front of your car is swinging out into the other side of the road there, Joe, so that's why you need to check. Okay, and then you can check here. A little bit more. Stop. You can see how it's left you at the 10 pass position. That's the same angle that you want. Right.
Okay.
So now the steering must come straight.
Yeah.
Only goes one way. If you try to turn to the wrong way, it won't go anyway.
Yeah.
And now it's this corner to the same position.
Yeah. So I need
Makes
to
sense?
turn this way now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No. No, you've got your car straight. You must come back in a straight line.
Come back first. Okay.
If you turn that next turn now, you'll be too far away from the pavement.
Oh, okay.
Because you haven't moved up to the pavement yet.
Right, okay.
So you must go back in a straight line till this corner gets to the same position. Make sense?
Thanks. There's a street coming this way.
You could go back a little bit.
Yeah.
Because she's not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Dog's having a sniff. Alright, you better stop for it now. Yeah. So where she was still kind of like on the edge of your danger zone, but doggy was stopping and sniffing her.
Yeah.
So we always need to take a bit of advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe a tad more.
Yep.
There, perfect. Now which way?
Now this way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's do that then. That's it, because we can turn our wheels. We don't have to wait till it's clear before we turn the wheels.
Yeah.
Just before we move. Okay? And guaranteed now that this will go into a perfect park position. So all you need to do is be looking around, in particular over your left shoulder. That's it, nice and steady. A little bit more to perfect park position. A bit more. Stop there. Steering comes straight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try it. Turn it to the right. Go on. No, joke.
I'll turn it this way.
Turn it to the right. Go on, do it.
Yeah, it doesn't go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that last turn, the second turn and the fourth turn,
yeah,
can only go one way.
Okay.
Now just reverse about a car length,
Okay.
just to leave it in reverse, just to make it easy to go to the start position.
Yeah.
We're going to do it one more time on this one, okay? So look, where you going this way? Bit more, just a tad more. Thank you there.
Okay.
So in fact, just slightly more, Joe. There's a reason for it. Go back. Thank you. Stop.
Yeah.
Right, handbrake and park. Now, when you do this, make sure the button goes into the top, okay? You don't want to hear that. So on your driving test, they are going to be getting you to pull over and stop 4 times, all right? Maybe 5 times. So when they do, I want you to always leave at least this kind of space between you and the car in front.
Okay.
Okay? They won't tell you to leave this space. They'll just say pull up and stop on the left. So if you pull up too close, there's 2 things they're going to say. They're either going to say drive on, in which case you've got a really sharp angle to get to deal with, or they're going to say do a parallel park on the car, aren't they? If they want you to do a parallel park on the car, they generally say to you, just pull up and stop before the red car, I'll tell you when to stop, and they get you into about this position. Do yourself a favour. If you go too close and then say, well, okay, thank you, I want you to do a parallel park on this car, it's going to find it really difficult to get out. And so always leave yourself this kind of space, and you will be asked to get quite close to a car. It's called the angle start, and this distance will do for that as well. Okay?
Yeah.
So you getting any closer to a car when you're stopping than this doesn't do you any favours at all.
Okay.
Right, so parallel park one last time. Car in front, you're going to pull up next to him, stop and reverse into a park position. I want you to do it on your own if you can, Joe. Do as much of it as you can remember.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right then. So when you're ready then, please. Can I just ask you a question? Has your mum's car got a reversing camera?
It does, but it's a different.
You've got the bendy lines on it, has it?
Oh, it does have bendy lines, and I think it has smooth lines. I don't know.
It should have fixed lines and bendy lines on it.
Yeah, I've noticed sometimes when she goes back, it kind of like bends this way like that.
Yeah, but there should also be a fixed grid.
Yeah, there's a fixed grid as well.
So that's the one you use. So you could use this system in your mum's car.
Yeah, yeah.
Or just leave it and do it in this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're ready.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, expect the unexpected, eh?
Yeah.
Who knew?
And
Good. They already know what you're doing.
Should I let them go?
Well, they've stopped, aren't they? So you just carry on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just do your thing. Yeah, work it out, love.
Yeah, okay. And then I'm trying to...
Don't let them distract you. You're fine. You do your thing, let them do their thing.
Okay.
Wrong way, love.
Oh, this way?
That's it. So if you turn it left, back your car's going to go straight on the pavement. Look,
Yeah.
listen, you haven't looked around. Look around. Now you keep one eye on them as well, because if they move, you must stop, okay? So you've got two things to do here. Just keep looking around, keep looking around. Slow it down. Stop. Steering straight. Steering straight. Come on. Let's finish with your steering straight. Thank you. Okay, handbrake and park, and we'll quickly talk about it. It's a good manoeuvre, okay, but you just let them distract you a little bit. They took your mind off the game there, and I felt like you were just rushing it just a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's people waiting. I better get on with it. None of that, please, missus. All right.
Yeah.
We are here for one reason only, and that's to get you your driving license. Other people waiting for you has got nothing to do with you, okay?
Yeah.
The only thing it's got to do with you is if they move, you stop, and that is it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about delaying them or anything like that, because I guarantee you, let's say it's driving test day and you're going to do a manoeuvre and somebody comes up and stops.
Yeah.
And that's it. And at the end of it, they're going to go, well, that's a very nice drive from you, but unfortunately, you've not passed today.
Yeah.
It was your parallel park. You know, the people, they stopped, they were waiting, and you just rushed it, and you just continued. You didn't do any extra checks to make sure that they weren't moving stuff. You know, and you're going to be like, oh,
yeah.
You'll be gutted, you know, because it's not worth it.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So, you know, what we say, Joe, develop the thicker skin.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got to be a bit selfish, well, you've got to be very selfish as a driver, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because look after yourself, first and foremost. And them guys can just wait.
Yeah.
They've already got their license, haven't they, you know?
Yeah.
All right?
Okay.
All right, so we'll leave that for today, but we will be revisiting on a much more regular basis now, especially since you've got your private practice with your mum, so that can do for getting your general driving in and on lessons we can work on more technical stuff like this.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay?
Yep.
Right, ready to drive on then?
Yep.
Right, let's drive on. I think we've done some good stuff there.
As in, yeah, we've practiced quite a bit.
All the way down.
Oh, it's all the way.
Even if it's just slide on, look on your dashboard, see that red thing, that red symbol?
Yeah, oh, it means, yeah.
Now it's gone off, look. From here, it's almost, looks like it's off, but it's on.
Yeah.
Make sure it's down. So when you do it,
put it all the way down.
Yeah. I should have a little bell on there, shouldn't I, like dings when it's down.
Because I never noticed it, but obviously we learned it in theory.
A lot of people do it, you know.
Yeah.
So drive on, please, Joe. I would have a little ding bell on there, but then it would just drive me mad, wouldn't it? Okay, so we're taking the next road on the right, please.
Yeah. Oh,
what's that about, Joe? You didn't do that before before I went on holidays.
Oh, as in you're not supposed to cross them, are you?
Well, let's be realistic about it. There's absolutely nothing in the books that say that you cannot cross your hands. Nothing at all. It's kind of frowned upon a little bit, but it's not illegal.
Yeah.
You know, if you need to cross your hands, then you cross your hands. You know, don't go crashing your car because you didn't want to cross your hands.
Yeah.
You do what you need to do, all right?
Okay.
So it looks a lot tidier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And the good thing about the push-pull method is it always leaves your hands in the correct position for your fingertip controls.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And, you know, and if you need to do an extra turn at the end, then you can
Yeah.
crank it over. But there's nothing illegal about crossing your hands. Okay, so you are turning left at the end of the road. Okay to go?
Yep.
And then we will turn left again, first exit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's going fast, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's pretty nippy, that one. She. Yeah, well done. Well spotted, actually, because the distance was good to go. If she'd been going at the correct speed, the distance would have been fine.
Yeah.
So you registered her speed really quickly there, and that was a good thing. Turning left.
You know, on mini roundabouts, do you have to like signal out?
No, look, I mean, what they say, if you, with the mini roundabouts, if you get the time to do the signals, please do them. But if you don't, at least get your mirror checks in.
Okay.
Okay? So they're not going to fail you for not signalling at a mini roundabout, as long as you've got your mirror checks in.
Okay.
But the other thing about it is, if you want to, if you go a bit slower, then you probably will have the time to do your signals as well.
Oh, okay, right.
Because it's all relative to speed when
Yeah.
you do things, in driving. Or have time to do things.
Yeah.
I should say. Okay, so we're going to take the next road on the left. Watch your speed.
Yeah.
Now it's a lot tighter there, especially on the right with that black car. Yeah, you see, this is, try to understand, the private practice, your mum's not going to be pulling you up on your speed because she probably drives like that anyway, so she sees it as normal.
Yeah.
Turning right. The point is that your mum's a lot more experienced than you are as a driver. And for your driving test, they're going to want to see you slowing down for stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's not that your mum's being wrong or anything. It's just that people will only see it the way they see things. To her, that would have been absolutely fine because that's what she does.
Yeah.
But from a test point of view, we're going to be saying, well, less space, less speed. You've got a lot closer to that car. You must reduce your speed.
Yeah.
What if? Because this is where it comes to the difference. What if somebody was in that car and they open the door suddenly? And whack, there goes the door, and then they're going to be blaming you for going too fast, too close. So this is clearly a smaller space, so you must reduce your speed. You don't necessarily have to use your brakes. Just coming off your gas might be enough to just ease that speed. Alright. Take the next road on the left. I get this so often. No, I'm not laughing. I'm just sort of smiling to myself because this is so typical.
Yeah.
When you start doing private practice like properly, I get this all the time. So it's always got to watch that speed, watch that distance, and such. So it's just expected, basically.
I think especially because around Hyde Park in those areas, because it gets so busy.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, not that you have to stop because other people are waiting, but it's kind of more of like a rush.
Oh yeah, I get it. I really do. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, my parents are always telling me off because when there's two cars, they're saying that I'm going too fast, as in through it. If that makes sense, instead of stopping. But I think it's because sometimes I'm just obviously just trying to get it over and done with and then go through, which is not right.
I get this, when people are nervous about roundabouts, for example, they tend to go faster through them.
Yeah.
And I think it's this psychological thing, like they want to get away from it, get it done, and get it, so you don't have to be dealing with it, type of thing.
Yeah.
And quite often they'll go onto the roundabout quite nicely, but then they'll accelerate off, and they want to get away from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. That it is that. It's this psychological thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Turning left at the end of the road. But it's good that you recognise that and that you acknowledge it, because a lot of people won't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
No, you couldn't have gone.
Oh.
If this was your driving test, if you'd have pulled out, you would have probably had to slow down for you, wouldn't it?
Oh, I see. So you can't make them slow down.
No, exactly. You can't make them change speed or direction. Okay?
Is that like a rule that applies to junctions? You can't.
It's a rule that applies to your driving test. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you pull out on somebody and they have to then use their brakes because you pulled out in front of them, that's a fail on the test.
Oh, really? Oh,
yes, yes. If you pull out of the junction, they have to swerve around you or change. If they have to change speed or position because of what you've done, then that's a fail. If they would have changed that speed or position anyway, even respected for what you've done, then that's fine. Because they're going to do it anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, you can't cause somebody else to brake or slow down or get out of your way. And yeah, a lot of people don't understand that. And if you do understand that, it helps you to really understand what you're doing. So when you say, oh yeah, I could have pulled out there, yeah, you could have done. But they would have had to slow down for you.
Okay.
Or they would have probably had to slow down for you. It depends how fast you can get going, doesn't it?
That makes sense.
Yeah, and this is why quite often if you do pull out of a junction, there's cars coming down now and saying, come on, let's go. And that's so that they don't have to slow down. Because if you pull out of a junction, even if there's a big space and you go dead slow to build up your speed, and then they pull up behind you, that's causing them to slow down for you.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
You get it now, yeah?
Yeah. Puts things in perspective. Better safe than sorry then, I guess, if you're waiting.
You see, the only difference as drivers here is that as an instructor, I understand these things.
Yeah.
If you can understand these few basic principles, happy days. Music in the car now, is it allowed? Yeah, of course it's allowed.
Yeah.
But we don't do it on driving lessons, don't do it on a driving test, because it's distracting.
Yeah.
It's distractive, isn't it? On the other hand, what we do on driving lessons, you may be aware or not aware of it, is we talk a lot. That is because I know that once you've got your driving license, once you've got your passengers in the car, they're going to be holding full-on conversation.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll expect you to hold a complex conversation, and drive at the same time. So you've got to literally be able to drive almost without thinking about it, or you've got to be able to drive and have that conversation. But the other thing you must learn to do with your passengers is never be afraid. No matter who it is, you can be your passengers to say, oh, just a minute, while I deal with this. And I do this quite often. If I'm driving, I've got my wife in the car, let's get it on here. And we're coming to a tricky bit, I say, just a minute, slow down, because she knows. It's not being rude or anything.
Safety.
It is, but as much as anything, it means that as the driver, you're the boss. You're in charge. So if you say even to everybody in the car, everybody quiet, then they should all be quiet while you deal with whatever situation.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not often that you have to say that to everybody.
Yeah.
Turning left for the exit. Principles of being the driver. You're like the captain of the ship. You're the boss, basically.
Because you're in charge of everyone's safety, so I can kind of...
Exactly, yeah. And it's your responsibility. Their safety is your responsibility.
Yeah. Does it, on the test day, do they speak to you, or do they stay silent?
Well, it's a good question, Joe. What they'll generally do is, most of the examiners are very friendly, actually. They're very nice people, to be honest. So at the set of lights, we're going to turn it right.
Yeah.
So what they'll generally do is open. Do you understand what a leading question is?
As in the question that has like an in.
Yeah, it has an open answer.
Yeah.
So one of the favourite questions that I've heard them ask it many times is, so Joe, if you weren't on your driving test now, what would you be doing?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's quite a good one.
Yeah.
And depends on your answer, depends on whether they'll continue the conversation. So if you go,
yeah.
And then they might say, what do you do at home? Or something, or do you have a hobby or whatever? Or,
yeah.
Do you work? Are you a student? And then, they say, are you working or are you a student? And if you just go student, then they just leave it.
Oh, okay.
Or if you go, I feel work. Where do you work?
Okay.
Like any.
Yeah, okay.
People interaction, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you say, I work on solicitors, there'll be probably that's interesting because it's what do you do there? Do you specialise in one area or are you general?
I'm guessing it depends on the person. Are some people like just quiet, like probably silent?
You know what, Joe? Everybody's, these examiners, you see them, and all you see is the examiner, but think about it. What did they do before they came to work? Well, took them for a walk, got the kids off to school, made the sandwiches, and then, they're doing exactly what we were doing.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's just ordinary people, aren't they, really?
Yeah.
So let's turn left at the end of the road, please, Joe. We're going to drive all the way down this road. It's a bit late. You are, and I've noticed that today, you are leaving it later to do your braking. And that's probably because you're getting more confidence as a driver, you're getting more confidence in your braking abilities.
Yeah.
However, remember the examiner doesn't know like I do.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll be turning right after the set of lights. There is a protected right turn for you to go into. Signal position into protected right turn. Go on, you're not in it yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now you're in it.
Yeah.
So position here. Go forward. 2-point of turn.
Yeah.
You were a little bit slow getting into it.
All on the same direction.
Okay, don't overshoot it.
Yeah.
Try not to creep. Thank you. Alright? So when you've got that protected right turn, you must get yourself into it early.
Okay. And you must have to go into it.
You have to go into it. You can't just cut across and it would fail you for it.
Okay.
If you've got a protected right turn, I'd go.
Yeah.
Then you must use it.
They're a little bit difficult to see because then I could really spot it.
Yeah, it is difficult to see actually. Yeah. It's hard to understand. It's hard to see sometimes. I mean, still, like these lines are faded meters.
Yeah.
Turning right. Just get used to it in this country. So, in an ideal world, they'd all look like these lines where they're really easy to see.
Yeah.
But that's what when we first made.
These roads are really scary because they're so can't see anything behind
If you
me.
can't see around a corner, assume there's something in there like a broken down car, kids crossing the road, and think about your speed.
Yeah.
Because it's usually a lot slower than what most people do. Okay. At the end of the road, you are turning left. Drive home. So you might be slightly overshooting your junctions there.
Okay.
You know the centre line in the road that you're
Yeah.
turning into, that should be in line with the front of your car.
Yeah.
And I think you're kind of putting yourself like completely past it and then
And
you have to do a lot more steering.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with what you're doing. It's not a fault or anything. It's just something that's easy to do that way.
Yeah.
That just trying to save you a little bit of work. If you think about how many junctions you're going to do in your lifetime, you know, it's like 100,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe more, you know. So if you can set every little bit that you can save more efficiently, it saves you a lot more work.
Yeah.
In the long run. Good. Okay. So well done. It's been an interesting drive actually with you, and so yeah, it's about what I would expect to say that you've been. I mean, if you hadn't have told me that you'd been practicing with your mum, I would have been saying to you, well, maybe might have been thinking, you know, you've just got a bit rusty over this couple of weeks, but clearly not. So you are braking a little bit late. Try to brake a bit early.
Okay.
Turning into the junction, what I'm talking about. So, for example, if this is the centre line of the road that you're turning into, you would stop with the front of the car level with it. So when you turn, it turns here. I think you're kind of going past it a little bit, then you're turning in, and it's just a lot more steering to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Your braking is just a bit late, as I said. Your speed it's not too bad actually. But what has improved, talking about next, let's talk about that positive. You are seeing situations a lot better. Like for example, I was the one where we went to come out of the junction. There was a car coming or the roundabout, and normally it would have been a decent distance, but you registered that it was going, or she actually was going too fast. So you waited, and that was really good to see actually.
Okay.
I've seen that a couple of 2-3 times today with various situations.
Yeah.
So yeah, the other one was the first roundabout where you said, "Oh yeah, I could have gone," but now most of my pupils would have actually tried to go as well. Oh, I could have gone and tried to go anyway. that you obviously realise, that opportunity has passed you by, that you just wait for the next one. That's fine, absolutely good. That's probably some of the better driving that you did today,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and also I was gonna say, next week, would you be free on Friday? Because I've taken annual leave.
Right. Let me just end this anyway. So